Are you kidding me? Alright. Hello everybody, how you guys doing? Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the match took forever to spectate, even though we spectated about a minute after they started. I don't know. But here we are. At least no action has happened thus far. Shadow Venom versus Kittens in the first ever, not first ever, but first return tournament. My microphone is falling. I'm gonna have Jen start holding it up for me. It's on this picnic table and it's not propped very well. It keeps like warping the table and falling, so it's not a good look. If it, you know, collapses on me, that's at least you've been warned. Cam is too big in the screen, you're right. But if I have to change it, then, oh man. Maybe this is good. Yeah, one of those tables? Maybe, Jen. That's actually a good idea. Okay, hopefully that's good for now and I can just change it back. So yeah, this is another A tier and below tournament. We were previously doing mostly A plus and below. Found out that the top physicals like Fenrir, Ratatasker, and the like were kind of dominating that scene too much. So ended up going for the A tier and below, and I've been liking it a lot. There's been a good amount of variety. Only things that I'd like to change, I mean, one thing is Bancrofts is not really ideal for this. I don't know, Bancrofts is not ideal for like any setting really, but especially at this stage, I feel like it limits so many of the lower tier gods. So I might look to remove it, but then I don't know, it feels bad because so many mages won't be viable then. It's a tricky one. Look at this standoff. I love this. Kittens beautifully ulting on reaction exactly as Shadow Venom comes in with the one, making sure he only needed to do it if Shadow Venom did commit with that Fearless. At least got him to waste it there. Place something underneath the table to make it sit in place. Yeah, I think that's what I gotta do. I'm gonna check out after this game. I'll awkwardly holding it in place for now. Apologies. Oh, no problem, Commander. Oh, wow, and Shadow Venom went for Hog here. He's a really unorthodox player. He goes for a lot of, you know, interesting picks in God choice and in build. And definitely that Hog's not something you see every day, especially in this case on like a tier. Right now, Bracer is so strong that it's pretty much what everyone is opting into, other than a defensive active first. And that, you know, that or Shield of Thorns would be extremely strong against Mercury and Sunder as well. So, you know, you got a couple of actives that he won't be able to choose from, even Blink. But he does value this this offensive approach, and Hog certainly allows you to just, you know, force the issue even more. Wow, swing and a miss from Kittens here. Not starting out too well. Down quite a little bit in experience. That's to be expected, honestly, in this kind of matchup, though. Mercury does not have the best early game. He also doesn't have the best mid game. His only real presence is in his late game, and that's why he's not a very big go-to god right now. Oh wow, good juke though from that Fearless. Shadow Venom telegraphed that and went a little too slowly with his movement over to that Fearless, and Kitten's able to spot it out and react appropriately. Kitten's trying to do the, you know, this is pretty much typical Mercury stuff when you can't face your opponent. He's a very mobile god. You try to take your, the easy way out and just go for the farm game until you can box them. Ooh, I don't know about that offensive dash. That means that he's gonna, yeah, he'll probably die here. He does. He limited himself there. Once he dashed, he now only had his ult to escape, and if he didn't use that immediately, Tier was going to be able to follow him with his own ult as well. So just not the best decision making given those circumstances. A lot of cases as Mercury there, it's a toss up for the for the Merc to decide whether they want to dash away or, you know, grab them and throw them away. But you got to recognize who you're fighting. You know, you're against Tier here, who has practically 3 dashes. So throwing him, you know, wasting your escape to throw him away, he's going to be able to close that gap again pretty quickly. And you've just expended your only movement ability other than ult. So if you are going to do that, you got to be ready to expend that ultimate as well. So this tournament, this time around, we have a smaller pool, slightly smaller at least than our usual entrance, and that makes for some interesting situations. Though sometimes it can mean that, you know, some players that don't get as much exposure will, and I think the reason we don't have as much attendance this time is because I just came back with Spiff Sinister's computer. I was gonna say my new computer. I'm gonna keep this then. But oh wow, he already procced the Spectral, which is Kittens' first item pickup here. Smart of him to go straight into defense, and I do think Spectral is fantastic against Tier. I generally don't recommend this item, but in cases such as against Tier or I don't know, a couple of others, I think I'd like to see how it works against like Arachne too. Gods that really have to get up in your face and can't proc it from afar. It makes perfect sense, and it disrupts the Fearless combo even more. Ooh, he does throw him there. He's gonna have to get ready to ult, and he does. Good reaction from Shadow Kittens too. Oh no, but why did he? Oh man, close as hell. He just kind of froze. He had deer in headlights when he saw that ult come out. Oh my god, this skin. But yeah, good adaptation from Kittens there. It's recognized that after that 3, this time, you know, there's no messing around. You have to be ready to ult out. And he was quick on the trigger there, quick enough to avoid Tier and actually hit him in the process. Got Shadow Venom low enough that he was able to defend that tower soundly. He's going straight into a Titan's Bane here too, which I think is also a good look. It's very hard to, you know, itemize with Merc in the early. It's just, he's in such a rough spot. Without Golden Bow, Merc is just such a, you know, he's a shadow of his former self in pretty much every way, because he can't get to the late game that he used to have. The inclusion of Thorns screwed him. Even when Golden Bow was back in, Mercury took a huge hit when Thorns came out. Ooh, that's really good for him, and he can actually make sure he takes more hits, but he's a little too healthy right now and a little too tanky. He's already working on his 2nd defense item. He's just up so much. Oh my god, he does hit him there and gets the combo too. Bluestone finishing the job before the final auto even lands. Shadow Venom just looking to take this one soundly right now. And like I said, this is just a very rough spot for Merc to come back from. Getting to the late game is already so difficult, and then he's against such a tanky, burst-based god, a god that he has to fully commit to if he wants to deal, you know, if he wants to deal his damage to. And you know, Tier's gonna have a lot to say about that. He'll be able to survive Merc's, you know, Merc's assault, and then just return the favor with incredible amount of his own burst while he's snowballing this hard. Yeah, like I was saying about Thorns, or Shield of the Underworld, back, you know, what it used to be called, it just limits Mercury so much because he really can't even attempt to go crit anymore. He was able to do it back in like Season 2. It, you know, you could argue whether it was the best build or not. I'd say back then I think it was before Thorns, but once Thorns came out, he had to adapt and then stop that itemization. Then they got rid of Golden Bow, and it just kept going more and more downhill for this character. Heartseeker would be such a great item for him, but he can't proc it with his 1, so it's almost completely useless. Wow, Shadow Venom using the offensive Red Stance Fearless just for the engage potential there. But Kittens does get out. But definitely a win for Shadow Venom getting that Spectral Armor. The only downside to this item is that it is such a big cooldown. Yeah, sorry about the that overlay taking up that space. I will remove it. There you go. I don't have all my scenes set up now on the new computer, so it's issue. Kitten's really trying to fight back here, but as you can see, just not doing much damage at all to this tanky Tier.
Get back where you're going.
A lot of people talk about how it's, you know, the age of the Warriors and how OP the Warriors are right now. And it's certainly the case that Warriors are so much stronger than they've ever been. But it really shows when you're looking at matchups like this, you know, with the lower tier gods. A lower tier Warrior versus a lower tier Assassin. It's really just, ooh, good ultimate, but good Fearless as well. I don't see how he didn't get tagged by that ult. I guess he was just slightly to the left of it. Yeah, it's clear in these cases more than anything else, because of course, if you're going to the top of the list, to the, you know, the Kali, the Baka, or of course the top ADCs, it starts to look a lot, or you know, it should look a lot more in their favor against the Warriors. But at this level, you can really see just how much they can exploit that. Ooh. See, that's the strength of the Spectral Armor right there. It takes away the Fearless. If this was an even game and he was, you know, constantly neutralizing the Fearless like that, that's such a big boon for him. Boon is a weird word because I always thought it was a negative, you know, like it was a boon. Like it sounds awful. Like, oh man, he had a boon there, but it actually means this is a good thing, right? Right, Jen?
Watch out.
Right. Bane is a bad thing. Boon. All right. Anyway. He's going for Devo gloves here, actually, and it's a very, very late Devo gloves, as you can see. Yeah, Boon. Yeah. Shit, nice. Lawyers. I don't even know what's relevant to them. So, yeah, I mean, Devo gloves at this stage in the game is, you know, it's going to take a while to stack them, quite a while, especially for someone like Mercury who does not have, you know, easy lane clear. And then he's going to run the risk of Tier just continuing to barrel down against that Phoenix and his Titan as well. But I see why he's doing it, because if he wants a shot in the late game, he's gonna have to have a better build here. He's gonna have to have more power, and lifesteal will help him out a lot. And there really aren't many lifesteal items available to him. The best ones right now are Aussie and Devo, really. And I mean, what else is there? There's Bloodforge, which is not relevant in this game mode. And then there's Soul Eater, which is just terrible outside of, uh-oh, he might go down here. Shadow Venom does not have an ultimate though, I just realized. For some reason thought he did. Yeah, that must have been down from the last engagement. Yeah, so like I said, just so many reasons that Mercury, I can go on and on about how, oh wow, used the beads too late there and did take the full combo there from Tier.
Watch out.
So double defense Tier. This is pretty standard build. Shadow Venom, like I said, usually a very unorthodox player, but other than the Hog here, which helps him snowball even harder through this early game, he did go pretty standard here. Just a double defense with the straight up burst build. Also went the Bracer. If Kittens was to make it to late game and Shadow Venom wasn't able to pick up Thorns, there might have been some more potential for him once he gets a lot more crit going. Or not crit, a lot more pen going. But, you know, he's absolutely not going to need it at this pace unless a huge comeback is made or Shadow Venom really, you know, missteps quite a lot. He goes for Stone of Gaia here. This guy is just trying everything to counter the Tier between the Spectral Armor and now the Stone of Gaia. Oh, and he does. There you go. Neutralizes that Fearless once again. And again gets the Spectral. The Shadow Venom does not even know what's happening to him right now. I think he's just curious. Why did that suddenly slow-mo when it wasn't the whole rest of the game? Maybe I was never tabbed on the person that was ulting, only the other? I don't know. Anyway. That's pretty funny, but we'll see how far it gets him. This man's dancing on it. Oh, wow! The dance intimidation forces a surrender? Kittens goes out just like that. Very well played from Shadow Venom. I really liked the adaptation from Kittens, and I liked the adjustments in the build a lot. I just think he got behind, you know, incredibly far behind as Mercury in this, you know, duel setting, and against such a tanky target, you're just, you know, you're punching at a solid wall at that point, and there's no way for him to make a comeback unless Shadow Venom, like I said, made numerous missteps. And Shadow Venom, you know, held his own and made sure, not held his own, but did much more than that. Completely dominated the jungle and the lane time and time again. So great stuff to him, and GG. Bracer's still easy to handle anti-heal. No.